Hello, everyone. Welcome to the session. I hope all are doing well. So previously, we done regarding loops. So we discussed about the loops. I will give provide you the examples regarding loops and nested loops after this random random numbers and encapsulation. So we are going to discuss about the random numbers in the loops. We already discussed this topic in previously in second unit at starting. So just we have to find whether the random import random how works the import random inside a loop and how the functions in the random works here. So here they provide the example and same we learn at the random variables like sorry random numbers. What we learn this function a random int, so it will pick the random integer. So as well as we are having the uniform function, so that we are going through these examples and we can find how the functions was working inside the loop and how they were running. So after these two topics we can go with the examples regarding loops and nested loops. So now here guessing game. So see here, he given the example. We go directly to the examples because you know already the what is the meaning of random numbers. So it will pick the random numbers. If you use a uniform function, then it will be pick the random float number. So here we are going to the an example that explains explains. So before we are going to that, see here, previously in previous session we done this question, right? So at that range, we are using this while for finding the matrix, right? So at the starting of the loops, I said one thing to you that we can use loops for forming a with the given yeah, with a given string, we can form a right angle triangle like in that type matrix. See here, that is not a well structured matrix. If you use here these things, so if for suppose here we use row because we already know the value of row at the starting 0. So when here also the value of row is 0. So there is no problem with that when we are using row inside a inner loop. The outer loop we already given the value of row, so we can use row inside the inner loop. So when we are run it, we get see how we got a. This is very less because for row we are having 0, 1, 2. That's all right. We are not going with the 3 because 3 not less than 3 condition will be failed. So here, for example, I will give an 8. Okay, 8. So it will be larger. Yeah, see here. First of all, we are going with this for like explanation, and after we will continue the random numbers. So what is the like how this will be work? See, first of all, the value of row, the initial start will starts from 0. So while 0 is less than 8 is true, condition was satisfied. So we are going to through this part. So when we are going through this part, col equals to 0. So while column is less than row, what we are giving the conditions we have to see first of all. So here 0 is not less than 0, so condition fails. So where it will be sorry, where it will be goes at here print. So that is the reason the first line was empty, because this condition was failed. It directly goes to the print. So again, row plus 1, what is the value of row? 0. So your better understanding, you use plus only, but I am using row plus 1 because your better understanding. Sorry. Yeah. So what is the value of row? 1. 1 again 1 goes at here. So same thing. How it goes here, so it goes here until and unless we will get here 8. The value, if row value is 8, then this whole loop will be stops until and unless it will be run uh, at the point of at the range 7. So here now the value of row was 1. So we are going with this when 1 is less than 8. Yeah, true. Condition satisfied. And we are going into this part. So what is the value of call? 0. So 0 is less than 1. Yeah, true. Print A giving the space. Yeah, see here. After giving the space, ends with the space, we are printing A. Why we are didn't print more? Because see here, when we are going again at here, what is the value of call now? 1. 1 not less than 1. So condition fails, it will goes here. This print, what is this print was doing here? It was saying that go into the another line. So when we are going to the another line, again row is plus 1. So what is the value of row? 1. So 1 plus 1, it goes again here. 2 is less than 8. So now the call where the row value was 2. So call again starts from 0. Yeah. So because the row yeah, the row was starts from 3, but the call was starts from 0 because it again running from start. Which one? The inner loop. So the inner loop starts from starting. So call will start from initial point like 0. 0 was less than 2. Yeah, print 1a. 1 is less than 1. Yeah, print a. Give some space and with space and again call, yeah, right. So what is the value of call here? 0 plus 1, 1. We are printed that. And now 1. The value of call is 1. So here, when we are using the value of call is 1, so 1 plus 1, 2. When it goes here, 2 is not less than 2. So the condition will be fails. So here, the condition fails, so it will be choose the, I mean, it will goes to the print part. So when it was going to the print part, it will saying that go into the another line. So that is the reason. See, in the first line we are having no elements like 0 elements, 1 element, 2 element, 3 element, 4 element, and so on. I think nearly 7 elements because here the row value of row was 8. So call will goes up to how much? 7. The if a call will goes to 8, then it will condition will be fails, right? So it will stop the loop. So at the position of 7, see here, 7 less than 8. Yeah, true. It will choose this part and it will go through the inner while loop. So what is the condition was 7 less than sorry, here again it will starts from 0. See, 0 is less than 7. 0 is 1 less than 7. 2 less than 7. 3 less than 7. 4 less than 7. 5 less than 7. 6 less than 7. But when it's coming to the 7, 7 is not less than 7. So it prints only 6 years. No, no, no. 7 years. Because 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Because we are starting the call from 1. So that's the reason we printed 7. After we printing the 7, how much like 8 is not sorry 7. Okay, here we go into through 6, right? 6 plus 1, 7. 7 is not less than 7. So the condition will the condition fails. So when we are going to the print, it will say the go to the another line. When it goes the another line, row is equals to row plus 1, right? So what is the value of row? The value of row was 7. 7 plus 1, 8. 8 is not less than 8. So the condition fails at the outer loop. So what is the meaning? It will stop the loop because the condition was fail. So this is how we are getting the another the total lines was like this was an empty but it counted, and this is the final output we are getting from this. And if you want or like 6, you can run it. Is your wish. You can try any number. And if you want to try as an input, like you can give an input, just try like this. N equals to int of input of enter number. Okay. So from this, you have to remove this and just add an. So it will ask the input first. So you have to give the input. Is your wish? You can give like nearly 9. So enter. It will give the uh, output based on this number of like our works. So now we are going to the yeah, here. So I will explain this thing how it was working processing in our compiler import. So we already discussed that if we have to use this random or the functions which was inside the random, you have to use import random. So he done the same thing that first he imported the random and he taken a variable that secret number. So from these things, see random dot random int, like you can call it rand int, right? So random integer from it will pick the random integer from 1 to 100, not 100, 99. Okay, up to 99, not include 100, and guess equals to none. So what is the meaning of none? How it will be works? So here when we are using the none means taking an value for which we are not giving any assigning any value. See, for example, we are taking guess, right? So now we are taking not 1 to 100, let's take 1 to 5. So because for our better understanding and when we are executing it, it maybe takes a huge inputs. So I will explain it afterwards. See, first of all, when we are going with this secret number, it will pick 1 to 4. So it will pick 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So guess equals to none. So it will be anything. If you run again and again, the number guess will be changes. See, I will run it afterwards. Then at that time we can understand it. And attempts equals to 0. So the purpose we initiated the attempts is to find how many attempts we done for getting the correct guess. So we'll guess. See here we done none because it's takes a random value. Okay, this takes a random value, and this is also takes a random value. None means for every run it will change the value. So when this secret number, okay, for first run, for example, the secret number was 3. So when we are entering the guess number, okay, first of all there is no number. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay, the main thing none was there is no value. We have to give value at the point when we compile it. When we are compiling it, at that time we have to give the value for guess, not at initially. So the meaning of none was initially there is no value, after we can give it. So when we are using guess here, the number was changes for every run. Okay, whenever we execute the code, we will get the different numbers for secret number. So when we are using the secret number, guess is not equal to secret. So when the guess is not equal to secret, it will print the this thing. What is that? It first if suppose secret number was 3, and the guess we enter the guess as 1. Okay, so it's already it's none, so there is no value of guess at here. So for every time this condition was satisfied, because there is here guess has no value and secret number has value, so it doesn't equal. So when is not equal, the condition passes. So it will ask the enter the guess number between 1 to 5. We have to change here 1 to 5. So when we are entering the number, for example, secret number was 3. So when we are entering 1, so Yeah, one attempts is plus one. So when going at again at here where the condition was there, so at there the guess becomes one. So when one is not equal to, what is the secret number? We assumed three, right? So one is not equals to three, and again comes at here. No, you enter the number was not correct. So guess again. We entered two attempts. How many attempts? Already one attempt completed. So one plus one, two. Again, guess becomes two. So when sorry, when these condition will be true completely. So when this input, okay, again it will ask the input. When you enter three, attempt is like attempt equals to three. What is the value of guess? Guess value was three. Three satisfied. So it doesn't take the four. It not see attempts is different than guess, right? So I said it will take this value at guess. No, it takes the value of guess here. We entered one, it will take one. One not equals to two. Again it will run, and here again we will give the input as two. So it will take two. After checking, yeah, before checking it will run, and again it will after that it will check. Running after checking. So it will run 3 for 3, okay, it will runs 3, and after it will check which one 3 is not equals to 3, so it will stop the loop and goes to here. What is at here? If guess is less than secret number. What is secret number? 3. So what is the guess? We done. Yeah. What is the guess we done? We done, I think, three guesses. So uh, yeah, because the value of guess now is 3, so 3 is not less than 3. This will be false, and 3 is not greater than 3, so this will be also false. See, for example, I will run it. It will ask the guess number, because this condition always true. Mind it, this condition is always true until and unless we are not giving the exact value of secret number. For example, I will take 1. So the value of secret number is not 1, 2. Though, so the value of secret number is not 2, 3, not 3 also. So the value of secret number is 4, not 4, right? So we will take again. Yeah. So it was saying that the correct you got it in 5 attempts. So why was it was saying that what is the value of guess? The value of guess is 5. 5 not less than 5, or 5 is not greater than 5. So what is these two conditions are failed. So it will go to here. What is that? Else part. So what is the else part? Same thing. We are he know the value of attempts here. What is the value of attempts? For one, 1. For two, 2. Because initially we done the value of attempts was 0. So at here the value of attempts was starts with 0, 0, 1, and for every attempt it will increasing 1, 2, 3, and we done 5 attempts. So the value of attempts was 5, so it will gives correct. You got it in 5 attempts. So if you run it again, for example, if you give 1, no, 3, 2, 1, yeah, correct answer is 1. Correct, you got in 3 attempts. So what is the, yeah, 3 attempts. If you, yeah, so here the value, hmm, the value of secret number was 1, the value of guess is 1. This is an nearly useless thing, because when this was failed, okay, when this was failed means, what is the mean? It was equals to, for example, guess is greater than secret or guess is less than secret, then these both conditions will be works. If this condition fails means, what is the meaning? Sorry, what is the thing? That guess was equal to secret number. So when it fails, it directly goes to the else. No need of checking these both conditions. So this is how an random rand int was works like. So, but if you want to try with uniform, it's difficult. So, why? Because, uh, yeah, why? Because in random, sorry, in uniform, there is decimals. Okay, it is in a float form, so it gives decimal numbers. So you can't guess as possible like we can 1 2 3 4 5. It's enough. But for decimal places, we have to give nearly some thousand, 10,000, like yeah, inputs. So we can't give at that much of inputs. So just go with this randint so that we can give easily like 1 2 3 4. So that if you will decrease the range, then yeah, one, two, yeah. The value of secret number was two. You got it in two attempts. So this is how it works, and this thing is not at all a thing. Like if you want to use this thing, yeah, give the print these if else inside the veil, then it will works. You'll ask the 1 to 5. If you enter 1, too low. Because, see here, yeah. the- So, what is the value of guess? We don't know. What is the value of secret number? We don't know. Okay. So, we can find in the form of entering the different inputs. If we got the output as correct, he got in the attempts like 3 attempts, 4 attempts, then we get this. So, 1 is less than a required answer. So we have to increase it like 2. 2. Okay. Enter. Oh, sorry. For example, 3. Too high means the number was below 3. So enter 2. Correct. The correct answer was 2. So this is how we can use this if and else with choosing a random number. Like we are also choosing the random number. If it is too high, we will take the remove the numbers which were above the 5. So for example, we will take for okay, this is 3, right? So 10. Okay, run it. If it will ask the guess number, if I enter 5, it will show the whether too high or too low. If it is the secret number was 5, then no problem. It will give the answer that correct. You got it in attempts. Like, yeah, no, it will it doesn't give. I think so. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. See, too low means the number was above 5. So when you're entering 6, it shows a too low. So 8. Too high means what is the number between the 6 and 8? 7. Correct. You got it in 4 attempts. So you can ask me the doubt that the condition was becomes fail when the guess at secret number was equal. Here the secret number was 7 and we guessed the number was also 7. But why this loop was run at the value of 7? Yeah. See, for loop is different than while loop. Why? Because this while loop first runs the code. Again, checks the condition. First, it will run the code. First, it runs the value of guess. See, when we are entering the guess inside the while, so it doesn't care above it. So the value of guess here is none. So there is no value. So it's not equal to secret number. After getting the value is equal to the secret number, but there is no consideration. So it will run the loop. Okay. First of all, after going inside the while loop, it will first of all process the loop and again after what is the value of guess was 7 after gives hit here, then 7 is not equals to 7 false, so it will leave it. So this is the way of a while loop works. So you can see here that how a while loop works. It doesn't depend first in condition. It first of all it runs. After that it will check the condition. First it runs the 7. and getting the answer. And after it was checking that 7 is not equals to 7, so it fails. It stops there. So this is how we are finding that. For example, if you give here as 15, what we will get? If we will ask the number. If we give the answer as 10, we will get too low. So what the means too low means we have to go further. So further means about 10. So if we choose 14 is too high. So the number is in between 10 and 14. So let's take 13. So it is also too high. So between the 10 and 13, let's choose 12. So correct, you got in the attempt 4. So here we can get the attempts as less as with the as possible as fast, because when we are giving the and guessing the number, it was giving the too low or too high from this if else statements. So from this we are getting nearly like attempts was less, like for that's why for 100 we can choose easier, like with using this type. So for example 50 too high, so below 50, 40 too high, 30. So the number was in between 30 and 40, so choose 35. Yeah, correct answer. You choose 35, so correct, you got it in 4 attempts. So this is how we are using this if see normally in 1 to 100, they if this part is not there, for example, then it maybe takes more time to calculate this thing. So we are using this type of thing, we will get in only 4 attempts. So this is how we are using the while loop with the random numbers. So when we are going back, this example explains a maximum part of these random numbers. So how they were using, like what is the purpose of using these random numbers inside the guess, sorry, value. So here see we already discussed about these functions, right? So here we are using only these two things, I think so, because previously we learned in random numbers that using the different functions like random, uniform, and it will gives the float value. So we can't guess exact float value. It will take more time. It, and it's still giving the too high, too low. Then we like so we cannot get the exact value. It will be too hard to get. And see here, it here before time he used rand int, so here he used choice. So we go with the example choice. Yeah, import random position equals to 0. So steps equals to 20. He assigned a variable that uh, steps, and the value was 20. History equals to position, like he was converting that thing into list. Okay, for step in range of steps 20. Okay, like we use it, right, for rows in range, for I in range, so like that for step in range of steps. What is the steps? 20. So you have to count up to 19, not 20. You know the rule, right? So don't include the 20, you have to count up to 19. So why these things are using, we will see for it. Choice means picking the one number. Move equals to random dot choice. minus 1 comma 1 means it have to pick one integer from this minus 1 to 1. So the position is plus equals to move. Okay, then append position. Okay, history will add the append. This function was add this append function was uses for adding the values to the adding the elements to the list. Here he converted history as to the history as a list. First of all, he created the history for a list, and he assigned the position inside the list. So here he was saying that after changing the value of position, what he changed, right? So what he changed that move equal if the step in range steps. So for every step, like for every number, for 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 until 19, it will runs. Okay. For one in until 20 means, sorry, up to 19 means one, it will starts from zero, right? So step in means it will start from zero, zero, one iteration, one iteration, two, one iteration, until 19, one iteration. Total 20 iterations will be done by this for loop. So when it goes to the 21, 21 is not in the range of, sorry, 20 is not in the range of 19. So it stops the loop. So that is the purpose of here we using this range. So when we are using the range, it will give some range. If we exceed it, it will says stop the loop. So here when we use this move variable for assigning this thing, what is that? It's choosing the integer from -1 to 1 is in the type of list. So previously we done the same thing, like we are choosing previously there is input red, green, yellow. When we used random dot choice, we assigned that to the colors. Okay, colors equals to list red, yellow, green, something. Inside we write that colors. Colors means what? List. Okay. At before example, here also same thing. This is a list. So here we can assign this list. This is a list, not range. Okay. Here we can assign this list to a variable like a equals to -1 comma 1, and we can write here a is our wish, but we are getting a extra line. We and the using of a is only at here. No more we have to use. So he don't did not take any another variable. He just keep the put it the list inside the choice. So it have to take whether -1 or 1. So when it was taking that, it will add to the position. What is the value of position? 0. So if it will take -1, the value position values become -1. So newly added this -1, right? So it will add to append means I already said it will add the element to the function like list. It will add the element to the list. So when it was adding to the that history is a list. See the brackets which he used here also. This is also list, not range. So append position. What is the value of position? If it will choose -1, it will pick the -1. It the list become -1. So print path history. History means the list. It the outcome is in the form of list. And final position. So the position was like, what is the value of position? The value of position is -1. If we run it, okay. This is the for loop, right? So it will goes nearly 20 times. I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I did not get that. So wait for a minute. Okay. Yeah. If we add, right. I will reduce the steps because this is hard to get. So if we reduce the step to the 8, we will get 8 different in if we run again, we will get the different. See, previously we got minus, now we get positive numbers. So when it was picking that, for loop runs until 8 step comes to 8, so it will gives the 8 values: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. It, I think it considered as a 0, right? 0 1 2 until 8. So at the history, okay, it starts with 0, right? See here, if history is empty, if we take an empty list, then it will gives the 8. Yeah, see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. But he initialized the history with the position, right? So that is the reason for first value we are getting every time 0, because he initially given position, the value position was 0. That is the reason this 8 is come from the for loop, and this 0 was comes from at starting. He given the history, uh, this position value at the starting only, and after that it was adding the new position change for every iteration. When you iterating this again and again, the value of position was changing. For here the value of I was -1, here -2, here -1, 0, -1, like that. It will choose random random things like -1 1, like that. So yeah, it so here when we do with the position, right, you can ask that here we are having only two numbers, one is -1 and other thing is 1. So how we got this -2 and 2? Here first of all we go with yeah, we can guess the number easily. So how I will say that, for example, yeah, see, the position was value was 2 here, 2 here. If we run again, the last digit 2 here, 2 here. If we run again, 4 here, 4 here. This is the like the value of last position, the value of position, last position, like the position value at the last was 4. So we got the value 4 at here. So final position, it was showing that. So here, how it was working, I will explain that. See here, first of all, when we are choosing -1, right? First, what it chose? It 0 was begins at the starting, so don't include this 0. We are going with through this 8. Okay, so when we are going through this 8 things, so first of all, -1. When append position, like what is the value inside the append, it will add to the list. So the given list was 0. So when we it was adding to the list, comma, what is the value here? It mentioned -1. So the value of position was -1. Where at the, yeah, at inside the append. So now the value of, wait a minute. The value of position is 1. So we are go with like that. So position value is 1 now. So again, after when we are going through this for step 0, okay? For step 0, wait a minute. For step 0, we got p equals to 1, and p equals again for step 1, because step 0 means here 0 was completed. After after completing this iteration, we goes to the 1. Here what is the list? Here the list was 0 is initially given, so the list was -1, not 1. The position was not 1, -1, because by this we are getting that which it chooses first. it chooses first was -1. So here the position of -1, 0, so 0 as this is done given by him. So this 0 was at here, and afterwards computing this iteration it will goes here. Previously we done with 0, so again done with 1. So wait, I will decrease the steps so I can easily 5. No, enter, we have to run it. Okay, when we add hashtag, didn't consider the lines, whole line. So here, okay, remove the hashtags for explanation. Here the value of position was -1. Here the -1, right? So it chooses at first was -1. Here -1. Append of -1 means this -1 will be add to the history. History dot append, right? Like how we done like uh for creating a variable a equals to AEIOU, and we done dot upper means it will change the lower letters to upper letters. So same as here, history means list, right? So list dot append position. So what is the inside append? It will add to the list like other elements how they were inside it. So here how 0 was inside it, so same as -1 also it will add, like giving comma and adding the -1. So same as like the here 0 comma -1, and here when it comes to the step 1, what is the position, right? So what is the value of position here? Here the value of position is not 0, the value of position was 1, sorry, -1, right? So what is the final position here? -1. So same position will come here. So what is the position here? -1, we got 0. So what is the meaning of that? If the move was 1, okay, if the move was 1, then 1 plus -1, we know the position, right? At last time the position was -1, so we have to take the same value at again here. So value of position is -1. So -1 plus or equals to, for what value we get 0? For 1 we get 0. So the now the value of move, like it chooses 1, so we get 0. And what did it will print? It will print 0 as he given, and -1 we got from first iteration. Here now what we got, the position 0 from the second iteration. See here, you can say you are just seeing the output and explaining that, because this is a choice. If you run again and again, it will give you the different types, so you have to go according to the output and you have to explain it, because when you're running it differently, it will give different values. So if we take one output and we will go with that, we can understand easier. So here the position was 0 at where the last final position was at 0 at second iteration. So for step 3, sorry, yeah, step 0 completed, 1 completed, so now 2. So when we are going to the 2, what is the value of position? Here the value of position was -1 at the 2, 0, 1, 2. So when we are going to the here, see once how we will get -1. So what is the final position? 0 at the iteration 2. So the value of the position was 0. So what will be the value of move that we get? -1. The value will be -1 for the position. Move will be choose, sorry, the choice chooses the -1. Then only we will get the value of position was -1. So here the value, here the value of, here the value of move was -1, and here the value of move was 1. Here the value of p was what we get in the output here, -1. So what is the list here? 0, minus 1, 0, minus 1. So what is the move here? What is the value of move? The value of move was minus 1. So see here, minus 1. We got the value minus 1. 1 means adding these two things, we get 0. When we adding these two things, sorry, when we adding these 0 and these minus 1, we will get minus 1. So the final position plus the move which we get in new iteration. Before iteration, we have to choose yeah, we have to choose the final position, and coming to the present iteration we have to choose the value of move. Okay, and adding both we will get the final position in the present iteration. So when we are adding these both we will get the final position in the iteration third. So when we are going to the fourth iteration, so it will take ss 3. So when it takes the SS3, what is the p value he given? Minus 2. So now the list was 0. It adds already having minus 1, 0, minus 1. Now adds minus 2. So how? Because here the final value of position is minus 2. For position becomes minus 2, what is the value of m? Here minus 1. So here also minus 1. So minus 1 minus 1 minus 2. And so now the movers chooses minus 1 from the minus 1 and 1. So this is how it works, and the final answer also same thing. It gives the same thing, that is here s equals to 4. Okay, and p equals to what he taken here, the p value was minus 2. Okay, here the value of p was minus 1, 0, minus 1, 0, minus 1. Sorry, I am entering the dots. No problem. You use comma, minus 2, comma, minus 1. So here the output was showing that the final position was minus 1. So how we will get the value minus 1 at the final position? Before time we are having the final position was minus 2. Now we are having the final position was minus 1. So what you have to print type here? You have to type here 1. So when you are move the value chooses, yeah, the choice will be 1, then the value of move was 1. So 1 plus minus 2 is minus 1. The final yeah, the final position was minus 1. So this is how an random choice works. Okay, we already completed with the random integer. Now we go on with the random like choice. So this is the explanation regarding this example from these random numbers, and we will discuss the sums regarding these random numbers also. And after completing examples with for loop, while loop, and nested while loop, we will continue to the random numbers. And these are also something somewhat like a good problems, because regarding different questions in how we got in else, elif, if else, elif else, we got different types of sums like grade, finding the grades, and salary, everything like taxes, different types of sums. Nearly we done 20 sums, 20 types of sums. So same thing with the for loop, while loop, we can do more number of sums. And with the for loop also we will think differently in different questions. It not same for every question. The logic also different, the thinking way also different in the loops, because sometimes we are adding one, when in while loop we have to one, right? Row plus equals to 1, it adds 1 and again gives to the condition. It will checks condition whether it was true or false. So like that, we have to give. So sometimes we have to give +2 also, sometimes we have to give +3 also, so like that. In our, for our convenient, we have to changes, we have to change our thinking way in the loops. So we are going to with the uh, examples regarding loops in the next session. So presently, yeah, here is another example for choice with using if elif else. Before time he used only choice. See here choice, and he done printing. He used append function, but here he used if else if. So just go with this example, and yeah, control V. So here import random is compulsory, we know that, and the values of x and y was 0 comma 0. We can give the inputs also. After we will see this. For first of all, for loop, okay, he used for loop, and before time he used while loop, right? So for this number random numbers he used while. Now he used yeah, before time also he used for loop. And for loop there is range that from 0 to 9, okay, 10, but we have to consider up to 9 only. We have to not sorry, not include 10. And direction, yeah, the directions are 4: up, down, left, right, okay. So here they provided the list. So same thing as we can provide some variable like a equals to this thing, but he done directly inside the choice. If you want, you can done like this: a equals to same thing, print here, control C and paste it, remove it here, and just use a. This also gives the same answer for that. For example, he takes 0, right? See here, nearly 10 steps. For step 0, 1, see, step 0, because the range was only given one element. So you have to start from 0. So if I mention here 1, so it will start from 1. It will gives only steps. Yeah, see here. It will see it removes the value step 1 because here he added step plus 1. So don't remove this thing, then you will got up to 9 only, because 1 to 9. If you remove this one, you will get up to, sorry, step 0 to step 9. So that is the reason he added here plus 1. For step 1 we can give the output, but if step 0, right, it's not good. Yeah, looking good. So plus 1. So see here, first of all, for step in range 10, okay. For step in range 10 means don't include 10, 0 to 9, up to 9. So when we are going with this, nearly 10 iterations will be like done. So with these 10 iterations, we will get 10 lines of code, I mean output. So if direction equals to up, choice means what? It will pick the random, uh, yeah, a random thing in different iterations. When you will run it again and again, it will show the different values, like different picks the different elements in the given list. So here they given four elements, so it will pick. They were saying if it will pick up, down, left. If these three things are failed, then it will choose else. What are the else? Yeah, this else for right. So when it done that, so they were saying that they already given the values x and y 0 0. So when the direction becomes up, if the random choice gives up, okay, if the random choice chooses the up in first iteration, then it will be y equals to 1. So what will be happen is step 1. Okay, what I already said that how to print this type of in this format. So when you're using these brackets, right? So if you know the values of inside this bracket, the values of variables, then you can print like type it. Here we know the value of step and yeah, step. So he done that step plus one. Steps starts from 0, right? So that is the reason he done with step plus one. So it starts from 1. So step 1, moved. What is the direction? If the direction is up, then y equals to 1, right? So if direction will be up, it will print here up, moved up, right? Okay. So moved up, comma. Now at what is that? X value was 0, still 0, because if up means only y will be changed. So what is the value of y? Initially 0, but when this condition was satisfied, so it automatically takes y is plus or equals to 1. So what is the value of y? 0. So 0 plus 1. And these if this condition passes, then there is no need of seeing the downside things. So it goes to the directly to the print, because this print belongs to this for loop. So the first iteration was completed like step 1, moved which direction. Here the direction was right. So what is the right? The last one, else part. So x plus 1. So x become 1, y is still 0. So step 1, moved direction was right. So moved right, comma, now at what is the points? This is 0 becomes 1. So 1 comma 0. So if yeah, first step 2, it will choose a random number. So there is no format for this and no sequence for this. It will choose like a random things. If you can see here, it becomes 2. Yeah, you can think how it becomes 2, right? So when you're yeah, either it becomes 1 or it becomes 0 or it becomes 1, but how it becomes 2? Yeah, you can yeah, there is a doubt that we can see here. If after doing this loop, what is the value of y? The value of y was, yeah, what is the value of y? The value of y was 1 after the first iteration. So when we are going through the other iteration, like with this step, okay, so yeah, yeah, you can see here clearly that if this, you can see these four things. Yeah, these four, not five. The value of y was still 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. If the value was becomes 1, it never be, yeah, it can see what is the position up. Yeah, up because it 0 becomes 1. Left, 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 right. These four things were belongs to x part, not y part. If we used left or right, direction becomes left or right, the value of x will be changed, not y. So that reason, in every uh, line, the y value was still 1 only. So we are go with that thing. The value of y was sorry, the value of x was 1 at the first thing, because the direction was right. We go with the second thing, right? So here, when the condition against right, but what is the value of x comma y? Sorry, x and y. The value of x and y was 1 comma 0. So same as when you are going through these, you have to get the thing that x value was 0 and y value was 1. So we again go with that. The value of x was, so again the direction was right, so it was chooses else part. So what is the value of x? 1. 1 plus 1, 2. Now it will print 2 comma 0. See here, 2 comma 0. And again here the direction was up. So what is the up? Y becomes 1, 0 to 1. So it y becomes 0 to 1. See here, left and right. So Here, left and right. What is the value of x? The value of x was 2 because right comes 2 times. So the value becomes 2. But here the value was 3, the direction was 3 times left. So 2, right? 2 minus 1, 1. Again, loop runs. So we will come at left, and here the value was 1, 1 minus 1, 0. So see here, 2 minus 1, 1 minus 1, 1, 0 minus 1. So here minus 1. So after this, again we get the direction as right. So x becomes again minus 1 plus 1, 0. But the value of y was still 1 at the 5 lines, because it giving the direction as left and right, not up and right, up and down. So the value of y was still 1. And when we are coming to this up, 1 become 2, 2 become 3, because we adding the plus 1 plus 1. So 2 become 3. This is how we are checking the given random, yeah, random, checking the random positions. Okay, the direction, with the direction we are checking the coordinates of a point. So with up and down we checked everything. If right and right, it at 2 comma 0. And after, first of all, see, it goes from origin, right? It starts from origin 0 comma 0. See, it goes at right, means 1 comma 0. Again it goes at right 2 comma 0, means 1 centimeter. Again it goes at centimeter, not we do no, we can't indicate any like units. We have to just say 1 unit, we can say unit. And again up means positive y axis, so 2 comma 1. And left means negative x axis, so it becomes 2 becomes 1, 1 comma 1. And again left means 0 comma 1. The position of y is still 1, because we are going through the x axis, not y axis. So while we are going to the x axis, see here, 1 becomes 0, 0 becomes minus 1. So again right, if you write again, it will goes through the x axis, right? So the value of y is still 1. It was going from here to here. It was going in a line which is parallel to x axis, and which is like cutting y axis with 90 degrees. Okay, so yeah, when it becomes right, by adding 1, like getting the back 0. So when it moved up 2 times, so finally the point was at y line. Okay, the y axis, on the y axis, not in the xy plane, or like, yeah, xy plane, but the point was at y axis, not in x axis, or the in between x axis and y axis. And after this is how we can find the given point, whether it was the coordinates of the given point using the direction up, down, left, right. So this is how we are using the random numbers. And after this, encapsulation and generalization. So encapsulation, before the encapsulation, after the encapsulation, see, there is no need of explaining the definition. We can go with the example, we can understand easily. And but we have to explain that, right? So zoom it. Okay, yeah. So encapsulation means warming a sequence of statements that accomplish a specific task into a function, making program easier to read, test, and reuse. So you can say what is the function, right? So which a block of code, we can read it, test, and reuse it. Okay, so this is the before encapsulation. We know that using giving the input and taking an variable total equals to 1, like before time we taken, right? For while loop, sum equals to 0, or which one we are using inside the while. We are row equals to 0, call equals to 0, same as total equals to 0. For I in range, for every number in between this range, the total becomes 1, 2, and yeah, 1, yeah, right, 1, 2, 4, like that. It will into the coming next number, and finally it will get 120. This is how and factorial we can find. See here, I can explain this example as for loop, not for encapsulation. Okay, this is before encapsulation. So when we are going with this example, n equals to 5, initially done that. So 1 to 6. Here, what is the value of using? Yeah, here the value of n was 5. So 5 plus 1, 6. 1 comma 6. So it counts up to 5. Okay. So for 1, total is, we know that 1. 1 into equals to. I already said the what is the meaning of this. Same as plus. If here the plus, if here it is plus, then what is the meaning? It will add the total. So same as it, if we, here it will be into, so total into I. So this is the meaning. So sorry, mistake. Yeah, total. So this is the meaning of that. Here, if we go with this, n equals to 5, right? Total equals to 1. So, for if we total equals to 0, then total it becomes 0. So, there is no need of taking a range or changing the range. So, we have to take 1, because 1 into anything is which you entered. Like 1 is to 5, 1 into 6 is 5, 6 only, not anything else. So, when we are using total equals to 1, yeah, 1 equals to 1 into 1, for because it starts from 1. So it compulsory, if you give only this thing, it will starts from 0. So total becomes 0. Total become 1 to, sorry, total, the initial value of total is 1, so it becomes 0. So don't do that, just give 1, because it initializes from 1. So when total 1, total is 1, 1 equals to 1 into 1. So the value of total is 1. It prints, so sorry, it have to be inside the loop, right? So it again goes here. Okay, it doesn't goes at here, because if the total iterations will be completed, when the condition will be failed, then only it will go to the out. It will stop the loop. Otherwise, it will run again and again. So here, when we are going to the total, see, total is now 1. Yeah, if I is 2. Okay, now I is 2. What is the value of total before? 1. So 1 equals to 1 into 2. So see here, first the value of total. Let's take t. Okay, t equals to 1. So what is the value of I? Is initially, yeah, 1. So now the new total, like we can call it as T1. What is the value of T1 is 1. Again, for the second iteration. This is for first iteration. And if we will go with the second iteration, if we will go with the second iteration, uh, yeah, we will go with the second iteration, what will be happen? Uh, Now the value of T was, before time, the value of t was 1. So now the value of t was 1, comma. What is the value of before time? The new value which we got from this in multiplying this. This is the initial value at second iteration. Okay. The second iteration is this one, not this one we printed here. This one we printed here. I mean typed here. So when I equals to 2, so what is the new total? Here the new total becomes 2. So what is the t here? Not 1. T is 2. So I becomes 3 because 1 completed, 2 completed, and 3. When we are coming to the 3, what is the value of t1? 2 into 3 is 6 because we are it depend on the condition. If you use plus, minus, into, divisible, it depend on the condition which you enter in the inside the for loop. So when we are going with this, uh, choose this thing that enter t equals to 6 here, not 2 and not 3. Here the value of t is 6 because the last time which we used that thing. So I equals to here 4. Up to which number we can do? We can do up to 5 because here n plus 1, 6, right? So that. So the new t1 was here 4, 6 into 4, 24. And if we go with the new t here, which is the fifth iteration, the value of t is 24 before where we done the last new t1. So I is 5. This is the last iteration for this loop, and the new one is 120. So same, the last one will be considered because we print the total outside the, if we will go again, what is the value of I now? I will be 6. It's out of range, so the loop will be stops. So that is the reason the value of total now is 120. What is the last final value of t1 is the final. So it doesn't care about this 24, 6, 2, 1. Okay. If you print this, yeah. If we run it 120. If you will print this inside the for loop, what will be happen? It will print 5 iterations. So it will give you 5 values. So what are the values? For I1, it gives the 1. For I2, it will gives the 2. For I3, it will gives the 6. For I4, it will gives the 24. For I5, it will gives the 120. So if we run it, same how we get here, right, with the 5 lines. See, the final answers are there. Like at new T1, I written, right? So same thing here. 1, 2, 6, 24, 120. Okay. So same, this is the way of getting this. So here the main thing was not this to find a factorial. This is called factorial in mathematics. That if we number was 5, 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, 120. So we done factorial here. So this is the main thing was here. The main thing was assigning this whole thing to a function, the function called factorial. So this is not a keyword or this is not a reserved word. The def factorial of n, it was just explaining to us. That is the reason it used factorial name. So we can use anything like t, f, s, anything. So when we are coming to this, he used def factorial. When he printed that, see here, I will explain. This is the third unit, but for this encapsulation, we have to learn at here. See here, when we are going before I will give only basic information regarding this because when unit 3 will come at there, I will explain detailedly. But as per now, I will just explain normally. See here, you have to be more careful with the syntax. The def function, syntax of the def function is like this. Okay. Sorry, this print is not belongs to def, it belongs to like outer def. So see here, for example, Here you don't want you no need to take any input. Okay, so there is no need of taking any input. So def factorial of n. So when the factor of n, so inside this n is belongs to this factorial, there is no need of taking any input. Okay, we have to give here the this is another thing, but you have to give any like n is an int or anything. If you want to give, then here you have to give like n equals to int of input of, yeah, enter number. Okay, so here we are going with this def function. This is the basic syntax of def function. So when we are this is the function here, factorial is the function here. So normally the function is a reserved word, but here the meaning of the function was not like this. We can reuse or we can use it, run it again and again, and we can reuse it. So see here once. So total equals to 1. Same as how we taken previously, we know that how it works. But see here, before time he done print total. But here we going through, you have to print return it here. I already explained you that what is the difference between printing here and here. Both are different. If you print here, you will get like this 126, 24, 120. If you print here, you will get 120, the final answer of total. So see here, I will and I will explain the two things at here. The function here, the total code was belongs to this function. So you just remove it. You can initial here a is your wish. You can initial any number. Okay, you can take any input like any variable. But when you are entering here a number, it considered as this. If you enter here n is c, when I will run it, it will ask an input. Okay, when it was asking the input, yeah. If I will give 2, not 2, I will give 5, same as previous. It will getting the 20. So we are using a here. When we are using a here, inside the inside this for loop, before time what we did here in the place of this factorial n equals to 5, total equals to 1, we done this, or n equals to int of input, and we done this. But here when we are using this function, so inside the function what is that, a. So when you are doing this function, when you are printing it, printing the function, so when you are using n, the a becomes n. If you remove this n, and you will give q, and here also you have to give q. So it this q is considered as a. Okay, so this q is considered as a. So when we are going into this, where are the places we used a, the places will be becomes a becomes q. So the place of a will replaces by q. So what is the value of q? We entered 5, right? So it will goes here and it becomes 5. So 5 plus 1 6. We know that how it done. But when you're using def function, right? So you have to, like, there is two types in the def function. There is two types. One you can return, one you can print. See here, for yeah, you can ask that if we print here, do not return, print here only in def function we can return, but print is uses in everywhere. Yeah, if we print it here, see, I think it will be some like somewhat like, suppose I will enter number 2. 2 none. See here why we got an extra thing none, because we already said if you will call the function. Okay, if you call the function, you will ask or you will call the function, hey, just run it. When we will just calling it, it will print the total. Okay, when we are just calling it, just we are calling factorial a. When we are calling it, It's just printing it. Okay, it's not written. It's just printing it. So there is no need of print here. Why do we need a print here? Because when we just return, we use when we just use return here. So at that time we need print because we have to ask the input. Okay, we have to ask the output. Sorry, we have to ask the output. Please run it and get the output. But here we already asking the output when we are calling it. If we just call it, it will ask the output and it will run it and it will give the output. So there is no need of printing here. If you use print here, okay, two, what it will give? It will give only two. For example, if you use written here, written means when you call, it doesn't give any value. Okay, when you see, I just calling it. This is the mean of calling. How you will call a function? You can call like this. You are just printing the function here like this means you are calling it. So yeah, when it will you will print true, it doesn't give anything because you're just calling it. So it will ask the out input when you're giving it. That's all. It just you're calling it, not you are asking to print it. So when you're asked to print it, like print. So now you're asking that a function just return what you are inside you like just run the code. So it will gives the answer 2 because we are entering the 2. If you run it again and if you use 7, it gives the factorial of 7 5040. So this is how n factorial works. And encapsulation, this is before this is the after encapsulation. After doing the encapsulation we will get this. And they in the definition they mentioned clearly that why we are using the encapsulation for our convenience, like flat script, the logic becomes a reusable, callable, so we can call it or we can reuse it. So that is the reason we are using this encapsulation. So before encapsulation like this, so you have to print it. So but after the encapsulation you can call it or you can reuse it. This is the use of encapsulation. And generalization, so see here, yeah, def print 5 stars for I in range. See here, for every I it will print 1 star and it gives and like some space at the end. So it will print that, and there is no need of yeah, if you want I can explain it. So there is it showing the difference between a general like yeah generalized version. See here, both are same things, but see inside the function he given the value, but here there is no value for give. There is no he did not mention value. For example, we will print we will compile this both functions. Let's see what we will get. You understand it, this function thing. So here was that, yeah, here was that. See here, when we are doing this yeah, when we run it we will get nothing because we are not calling it or we are not printing it. If we call it, if we call this thing, calling means just, yeah, see here there is no and. If you use and here you will get in different places. So if you use this print inside the for, you will get in different lines, each a star in different lines. So no need, leave it. So see here, we are calling it because we used print here, not return. If you use return here, then there is somewhat we want here to print, but here when we used here print, so there is no need of, yeah, there is no need of printing here because we used already print here. So we are asking the output, so we just call it, it will ask the output and it will print the output. So this is how a generalized sorry, it's normal version. So If you want a generalized version before time, how we done the same thing in the factorial. We having the thing that, see here. This is the version that if you try to use the thing that, if you call it, because already we done printing, we typed print here, so we just once try to call it print underscore stars, right? Okay, off. If you try it, it will show you an error. It will gives the first this first function output, but at the coming at the second version, why it gives that? We done the same thing, bracket bracket, but here the bracket was empty, but here the bracket was count. So this is the main thing, that if you are giving any value at here, you have to must mention that. You can change it, you can change a b c anything, but you have to give. Okay, you have to give an input for that. A equals print outside the def, because you are giving an input, or you are giving the input. So when we are going with that, give 10 as an input. See here, so use and with space. So see here, what is the difference? Here, when we are going with that and this thing, we are giving the input inside I. Okay, inside I. We can give inside this thing also 10. So how these both are different? So here we initialized the input at directly in the place of range, but here we initialized the value at the function, inside the function. Here they didn't write inside the function, we write inside the function count. I will give some space between both. Okay, now we can see clearly. So the place of count, it will replaces by 10. Here 10, here 10, you will get the answer. So here the difference was, we can give an input at here, but here we have to give input and inside the def, not outside the def. You just call that function only. Here calling that function with the given input, but here you just call the function because you already given the input inside the def function. So there is no conditions for def, because that is just a function. So the types is which whether they ask, depends on the question. So if in the question they said call it means you have to print. Otherwise if they said print it, then you have to just write written here. For example, they asked return. Okay, when you are using return, you can't, yeah, you can't add and comma. Give some space at here, and it will automatically, it will get it. Yeah, you have to print, right? Then only it will ask the output. Otherwise it didn't. So see how we got that. Yeah, you have to return. Okay, okay, I got that. So you can ask me that why we get only one star. So here the version is not like that. Return only one star. If you run after return that, it will close the. See here. For example, I will say one thing, that for you printing that, you have to first of all take an string. R equals to string. Okay, it's an empty string. There is nothing inside the R. R is a string. Okay, because we given the inverted commas, right? So whenever we are doing this, creating the string, because of we have to use inside the for loop. What is the for loop? R plus equals to What is the value of I? Like not I, into the star. For example, here you have to write return R, where not inside the for, inside the def, because already we done R inside the for, and coming out, yeah, see, we got the answer. So this is the way of doing when we print. So here why I taken the empty string, because I have to print the star inside the empty string. Okay, inside the empty string, when I printed the stars, I will just write that return R. See, first of all, for I is equals to 1, the condition was satisfied. Yeah, 1 is the in the range of 0 and 1. Sorry, I starts from 0, right? So for 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, it will gives the 5 stars. So R will, yeah, I already explained in here 5 lines, right? So same as here, R will append, like same append. So star will add it to the empty string. First star, second star, third star, fourth star, until five. This range will be out of the range. Like I will be out of the range. When I will be the out of the range, I will be 5. So here we can up to iterate 5 times, so we will get the 5 stars with the space. See, I done space here. So same thing, that return R. So what is the value of R? The value of R is this thing, which we done for done with the for loop. The for loop gives this area, sorry, this value. So same thing, we said that return it. When we call it, it doesn't give any output, because we just calling it, not asking to print when we are using return here in that case. But when we print it, we are asking the output. So when it going to the function, it was saying that for I in the range, return this thing. What is the that? This is the output for R. So this is the way of changing, like what is the difference between a call and what is the difference between print. So calling is, when you use call, you have to print, yeah, you have to type print. If you use print the outside the def, you have to print the, you have to type the right return inside the def. So this is the way of doing the encapsulation, sorry, version. This is an encapsulation after the encapsulation, but this is a version, right? So we are talking about the generalization version. So this is that both are different. I already explained in the before example. So this is the new thing for you, that we are not giving the input at here. We are directly giving the input at inside the def. So when we are doing the same thing here, if we just giving the input at outside the def, and we will continue with that. But here we have to give inside the def. So after this generation version, I think this is the last. No, there is another question further. Multiply parent parameters. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Write in inline, encapsulate, generalize. What happens? Get the logic correct for one case. Hard coded loop compute 5 factorial. Yeah, we done that before. First, for first thing, it was saying about this thing. What we done was, it done in a single logic. What is the logic? Total equals to total into I, and hard coded loop compute 5 example. This is the example that getting the factorial of 5, uh, write it in line. So when you are using encapsulate, so wrap the logic in a named function, just giving a function, assigning the function to the a logic, and yeah, see here, the wrap the logic in a named function. We are just assigning a function to the uh, existed logic. So here we use def factorial for finding the 5 factorial. So for generalize, replace fixed values with parameters. See here, replace. He was doing replace. Here, uh, like the version which was shown at here, a less general version. Here is the generalized version. So he was replacing, like we already talked about, it will replace the value of count, and it will replaces the what I given, I think, a. So same thing will be saying here, and this is the thing that, and here is another example. We just explain it and we will end the session after this completing example. Okay, we got the difference between before encapsulation, after encapsulation, and a general thing and a generalized thing. So here there is a thing that we have to learn this version, like def print grade. So rows, columns, symbol. So he given the three elements in inside the function. He given the elements inside the function only. This is generalized uh, version, not a normal general version. So for R in range rows, so he already takes here, right? So when we are calling it or printing, already he used print here, so we have to call it. So when we are calling it, we have to give the inputs. I mean, like 28 hash tag. So same thing we have to give here. If there is three inputs, we have to give three. Uh, Here he given two, so it did not like takes this symbol. If we run it, we can get that. Yeah, 28. Yeah, these two things, that nested for loop. When I am saying about the nested for loop, so at that time I explained that how this matrix was formed with using the both nested while loop and nested for loop. So same thing he used for the forming a two matrices. One is with symbol star, and another thing was with symbol hashtag. So here, yeah, when we are going with no, he already assigned the value stars. So that is the reason. Yeah, see here. Yeah, see here. For example, he done only two elements, right? He did not take the third element. So you can have a doubt that if there is three elements, so we have to give three elements. But see here, he already assigned the string star to the symbol. This is a string. Okay, this is not a symbol. This is a string. This string was assigned to the symbol. So there is no need of giving another like writing the symbol, because already symbol having the value, but the rows and columns calls are not having any values, so he given as a inputs. Rows and columns are inputs, so 3 comma 5 he given that. When he given 3 comma 5, 3 goes at the place of row and 5 goes at the place of calls. So for 3 and 5, we get nearly 3, right? So 0 to 3 means 3, and 0 to 5 is 5. So nearly 15. 15, yeah, in different lines. 5, 5, 5, 3 rows, 5 columns. So same as here. We already discussed about the matrix, how to find matrix using for loop. So there is no need of explaining this again. And with the using this and, if we will give the gap, it will gives the gap. Okay, this thing. So he was trying to say that the when was we are calling giving the two different inputs, we are getting the two different outputs, right? So here he want to say that if we can without call symbol, we can call without symbol, and we can call with the symbol, because already symbol having a value, that string star. But when you're assigning a new value, it will takes instead of this value, it will replace the hashtag instead of stars. If you give 3 and 5, you can see the example. Yeah, see here, these both are same, but when we replaced star with the hashtag, see, star with the hashtag. So if you assign the value like calls equals to 5, if you remove this, what will be happen? See, it will get the same thing because calls already having the value, rows did not have. So you can give or you can change the value, is your wish. But if you didn't give, there is no problem with that because already calls and symbol elements having the value, but rows didn't have, so we have to give the input for rows. And as well as these thing which was, if you want to change, you can change. Otherwise, if you want to remove this, just remove this and add rows equals to 2 and print it. So it will get the 2 into 5. And if you down, we change it 2 into 3, 5 into 4, star into hashtag. So it changes as three rows, 4 columns. So this is how uh, we can the just the version. So we can like, there is no no not at a like, there is no real rule that having we have to use only one element here. We can use in multiple elements here. And there is no rule that if there is an, if when we are assigning the value at here, so there is no need of assigning uh, printing, I mean typing here again the same things. So it already having the values. So if you want to change the values and if you want to print a new matrix, you can give the different values. So this is the way of doing that. And here they want to say that we can call it without the elements because elements having the values. If you remove this element not having value, so what will be happen? If it will give the error because the value of rows is not defined. So but there is no input also, but you given here space, so you have to give 3 here and you again run it, it will give the answer. So this is the way of doing with the using of these functions. And we can yeah, the you want to show the difference. And we learned about this calling and printing and nested loops, everything. So thank you for watching. And in coming session, we will discuss about these examples regarding for loop, while loop, nested loops. And after that, we will in another session we will continue with the uh, random numbers and encapsulation generalization. See, there is yeah, there is no need of, I think I don't want to give these examples for encapsulation and this generalization because there are the things which you have to know, that's all. You don't have to run it or don't have to do that because coming unit 3 was depends on this same thing. So they just want to pick the topics from the unit 3 and just they given the basic information. And you have to just know about these things, that the syntax, how they form the syntax, and how we can print it or how can we call it, and the different types in the def function. And in the unit 3 we can solve the problems easily. So that is the reason why they involved this. So I don't want to give any examples regarding this generalization and yeah, encapsulation. So I will give the examples regarding random numbers. So thank you for watching these videos, and do practice regarding these examples. And not only these things, if you have confidence on doing these examples, if you completed this whole all the examples, you go with the you can increase the difficulty, and you can try it in the compilers. Yeah, but yeah, you can try with the compilers and asking with the AI for ChatGPT or anything, cloud, which AI tool you're having. So you can ask that to generate some questions, toughest questions, because you already done this basic problems. If you are having confidence on uh, loops and sorry, if your statements and everything, you just ask the chat gpt like, I want some not basic questions, I want some tough questions regarding this if your statements and nested if statements. So just do that. If you got, then you having an nearly 90%, 100% grip on that. So we are going with this, so just learn it. And after coming sessions I will give the examples, and I've already given near 2 to 3 examples for the loops, but that thing are not enough for increasing your confidence, for your confident to improve, sorry, for improving your confidence you have to solve more examples. So go with that. Thank you for watching.